Crescendo, I'm here live. We're in the studio with Elsha.
Yo.
What's good, bro? You gotta say what's up to Facebook. You gotta say what's up to Twitter.
Yo, shout out to everybody out there right now. Bless. And doing a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Chilla sent me on the way home too. You know where we at, Hype Radio.
Ooh, man, bro. So, you know, the show starts. I like to talk about what's been going on the past couple of weeks. I'm actually going to be doing 3 shows back to back this month. I usually do it 1 every other week.
Wow.
But with this show, we like to discuss what's going on. So Ye drops he drops the album with Pusha. He drops the album with, he drops the solo album, and then he drops the project with Kid Cudi. I don't know if you got a chance to hear them.
Yeah, I did.
Some dope stuff, different stuff. A lot of people hating because it's not old Ye. It's not the old Kanye. They want the old Kanye. They love the old Kanye. They want the old Kanye. But you know, that's just how it is. But you know, he's struggling with, you know, a lot of different things. I could tell he's struggling in himself. I could hear it in the music. But what I like most about it is that it's a very raw, like, cut. It's like he's bearing it all, which is different than most rappers. Most rappers are kind of formulated. They're kind of worried about their marketing. They're worried about how they look, and it's just very raw. So, you know, what's your thoughts on what's going on with this music scene and Kanye right now?
Man, I honestly like the place that we're at in music right now. You don't have to be a corny, you know, image, you know, or make certain type of music to get to the masses anymore. Everything's independent now, so all you got to do as an artist is hit the road and then create your own vibe, and that's what, you know, that's what we're into. I like what's going on in the industry, and I personally like Kanye's album. I don't think you know, shout out to Kanye and all our people that's out there that suffered from, you know, different things. You know, at times, you know, life is hard, bro.
Oh, it is.
Hard,
I agree, man. I mean, before you came in, I was gonna have you a little bit earlier, but you were going through some stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you want to talk about that. We could talk about that later.
Yeah, get into that, you know.
But you know, the realer you are, the more authentic you are. I think what draws people in to an artist.
Correct.
Being authentic and being genuine. Because there's this, you know, you can look like Lil Fruity or little Bump or Lil Wanna and little, you know, I don't know, little.
Yeah.
So, but you can also stand out, you know, without coloring your hair.
Yeah. You know, there's, you know, like a lot of the times, like, people don't understand. Like, remember when Run DMC? I mean, I'm not sure if people remember, but because I don't even remember because I wasn't there. But as far as, you know, through music, they released some dope records, and when they released them, they were competing against a thing called rock and roll. And people don't understand that rock and roll was way bigger than rap at one point, and it was because it was well marketed. You know, what you hear on the radio and like hear on, you know, hear everywhere right now is because it's well marketed. It doesn't mean that it's the best music out there, or it's, you know, my stuff is less quality because it's independent and it's not on the radio. No, you'd be silly if you allow the marketers to market, you know, you in your mind to think that just because it's not on the radio doesn't mean that it has no value.
It's true, and I think a lot of people forget that, and a lot of people forget that artistry has definitely nothing to do with what is being mainstream right now. Mainstream is literally what can make money, what do people want. And you know, I think there's still a very large crowd, and that's a reason why I do this show, is because I want to showcase independent artists. I want to showcase people that are doing their thing and doing it right, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of great art out there, and I think, you know, if we look past the images, sometimes you can see some really good stuff. what was I gonna say?
Wow, that's great, man. That right there was great right there, you know.
You know, we're gonna get into some more interviewing, but I want to play some more music. I'm gonna play "Come Up." It's by Chris Soul. He's a local artist as well. And then I'm gonna play your song "History."
Perfect.
And we'll talk about that. But with this song "Come Up," Chris Soul, I'm actually featuring him next week at an open mic that I do in Altamont. So that's gonna be pretty dope.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. And you know, we gotta continue to move forward, continue to do these things. We're live on RadioUNT.net, Facebook, and Twitter.
Dímelo.
Let's go. Come up. Let's go.
You wanna go in that?
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's.
And
check you out and stuff.
Yeah, man. I'm on Facebook.
You got 50 seconds, bro.
Worked
with a lot of different people out there, and that's how I actually was able to learn how to actually do music. Because when you come from up north, you have like a lyricist, you know, you just want to be lyrical, and you know, and that's it, and that's supported very big out there. But when you come out here, they don't really, bro. They're like, bro, we don't really want to hear that.
They're like, yo, chill, let's vibe.
Let's vibe a little bit. You know, they wanted to vibe more, so.
Yeah, man. So let's talk. What part of Polk County?
Winter Haven.
Winter Haven. Ooh, I know about Bartow and Winter Haven.
Bartow.
I went to school in Lakeland.
All I got over there is the courthouse.
Bro, I went to the courthouse. I had to go there for a speeding ticket. Because I was driving back from Legoland, and they found me in the speed trap. Because it's like 60 before here, 60 over here, and then it's 40 right in the middle. And the cop comes behind me, and I'm over here like pulling over to the side. I'm like, yo, are you okay? Is there an emergency? And he's like, whoop whoop. And I'm like, okay. I pulled over and I'm like, what happened? He's like,
driving while Hispanic.
You're driving while Hispanic and it's late. And you got too many people in your car.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a ticket.
What's going on? Where's the party?
So, you know, but I was like, okay, I'll come back. I fought it. I got no points, but that's
you beat it.
Yeah, no points. That's another story. That's another blessing. But you know,
good,
you know, so wow. So your dad met his dad, your grandpa.
Met him over here. We didn't even, I mean, like, we met him and it was like, all right, hello. All right, see you later.
Oh snap!
You know what I mean? That's what it was.
Dang.
100. So that's exactly what happened. So we did that, and then it was just like we were trying to figure it out here, you know. And that's how I got into music. I got into music because I was DJing.
Oh, snap.
And I used to go by DJ Shiloh.
And, DJ Shiloh.
Yeah, it's for the history.
Polk County, 863.
Yeah, and I used to run with a dude out there. He's like a legend. His name's DJ Secret.
DJ Secret.
And so I was doing that for a while, and then I started throwing my own parties, and I was like, man, forget it, I just want to rap. So I would rap at the parties, I would do battles at the parties. Started doing like that, and then I met some people in Bartow, and they were moving around and taught me how to do music, man. Like actually the concept of actually writing at 16 and how to structure a hook and put it together, you know what I'm saying? And it had a rich history because, you know, like me, like my dad was an evangelist, so when I was growing up, like I wasn't able to listen to like all the hip hop, all the records that I really wanted to listen to because it was condemned in my house. I was like, you couldn't listen to that. So,
that's sad.
So
that's, you know, it's crazy that you mentioned that. I'm just gonna jump in real quick. Part of one of the reasons why I was like, yo, let me get the clean edit real quick, is because this station actually is devoted to, you know, bringing positive hip hop to the youth. And you know, my show in general, I like to get indie artists on, because, you know, there's a lot of cats that like try to do music, but I want to give them some models versus, you know, just telling them, hey, yeah, you could do music too, like this person, fulanito, you know, but really like show them artists that are doing their thing. So that's, you know, that's dope. So your dad was an evangelist.
Yeah, he was
no hip hop. You can't.
No hip hop.
No hip hop.
No hip hop. I even put out a gospel album at one point.
Oh snap!
Do your history, you know, do your research.
I'm gonna have to do that research.
You feel me? And so, you know, I was making music, and came into like a place, man, where you know I was able to meet quality. You know, when I was making like music that didn't really have a meaning or didn't tell my story, I would meet people, but it would never connect. You know what I'm saying? It was like we would connect, but never connect. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah.
So as soon as I started rapping about like real life and about my life and about what I feel and about what I see, and at that point, that's what landed me with Quad. You know what I'm saying? It landed me up there where people, you know, where now people with a voice can say, you know, I rock with that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, being able to share your truths, I always encourage people, because I dealt with artists who were Christian artists, and they just, I'd rather them be secular artists, I'll put it that way, just because it's like, you're not blessing us with your music. Your story is like in vain. You're not sharing it right. And then there's other artists that like I know they have the potential to be more. So it's like it's a inner battle with some of these artists, but like my whole thing is be authentic with who you are. Be real, because nobody wants to hear you rap 16 of something you don't believe.
Or something that's not you.
Exactly.
You know?
So let's talk about influences. Who helped mold, you know, Elsha's sound?
Yeah.
Like, would you grow up listening to? What is like stuff you listen to now? So we can throw people off too.
Yeah.
He's like, all I listen to is Drake.
No, my playlist is like, you know, it's like Lana Del Rey, you know, Alina Baraz, you know, Cultura Profética, Nas,
Ooh, I love Cultura.
Jay, Kanye, Cole,
yeah,
me.
he's like, you know who I listen to the most? Elsha.
I believe it. You
have to believe in yourself. A lot of people, you know, especially when they're artists, sometimes they have a hard time listening to themselves. I think as an artist, it's you know, it's funny. Like it's funny. They just like they like record themselves and they're like, okay, I'm done. And I'm like, nah, like listen to yourself.
But after you mix and master, if you have a hard time listening to yourself,
you shouldn't be doing it.
I say before the mix, like, you know, okay, well, like after the mix and the master, like you still don't like it.
Nah, I shouldn't be putting that out.
Shouldn't do it. You know, like everybody just wants to do what everybody's doing. Like, okay, he's a rapper, I'm a rapper. Oh, you know, he does it, I can do it. You know, it's like, no, bro. You know what I'm saying? We all got legs, but we ain't jumping like LeBron.
Exactly. We all got our own talents. We all got our own thing that, you know, we do to push each other forward musically and sonically.
True.
There's so many people that would be better promoters or better, I don't know, graphic artists.
Yeah.
But hey,
accept your role. But the thing is, you know,
do it to your best.
Yeah, accept your role, bro. Like just accept your role. This is, you know, everybody has limitations. Like I ain't gonna grow no more. Like I'm done growing, and I'm fine with that. You see what I'm saying? Just like in music, like there's gonna be a time that I'm done doing it in the phase that I'm at right now. But I'm fine with that because you got limitations in life. That's God. God put the limitations. We don't live forever. So you gotta live within the capacity of, you know, the life and the energy that you're given. And don't try to go out there. When you're going out there, that's when you start the problems. That's when you got issues because you're, you know, over promising and under delivering. You know?
Some people need to hear this.
It's the hype.
It's the hype.
Me. He's talking about me.
No.
Like, oh my God. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna play a new single by Nowadays. One of my homies. It's called All I Really Need. And then we'll get into some more with Elsha, and we'll go over some Ozone Effect events that are going on. Up and coming people that are just writing. I like bringing it in.
14.
8 seconds. 5.
Yo, 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 we are back on the hype. We are live in the studio with Elsha.
Oh, round of applause.
That's the horns as they go.
Hey man, that's what we celebrate independent art.
Yo, that's how we do it here, bro. So you dropped that project. The song we listened to was from Hope This Means Something to You.
Yeah.
From 2016. You're dropping a project.
Hope 2.
Hope 2,
Yeah.
June 20th.
Yep.
That's gonna be everywhere.
Everywhere. All streaming platforms. Going to be on Spotify, Tidal, wherever you get it at.
Then it's perfect timing that you came when you came. So that's what's up, man. That's what's up. You know, you have something set up for July. You're working on the location.
Yeah.
You worked. I was listening through some of the projects. You work with Nico is.
Yeah.
You've been on tour with Nico is.
Yeah. It's the brother, bro. We've been working.
So let's talk about that. How is tour life? How is setting up those shows?
Oh man, it's crazy.
And all that.
Well, yeah.
Especially being an indie artist. Let's break it down from that indie artist perspective.
I mean, you know, the blessing in my situation is that I'm an independent artist, but I'm aligned so good with different, you know, artists at different levels. So as an independent artist, you really can't just be indie anymore and just be like, I'm not gonna work with anybody, or this is my crew, my team, my clique, and that's it, you know. Because music is like, everybody's getting it for free these days. You gotta work with other people, man. So on the road, you know, it's a lot of working together. It's a lot of, you know, sacrifice, hard work, bro. Because you know, you get up in the morning, and everybody got their different vibe. You know, like the way I vibe. You know, a homie might want to just read a book. I might just not want to read a book. I might want to, you know, go running, which I won't, but. You know what I'm saying? I'm attempting, I'm trying to incorporate that. You see what I'm saying? So we might want to be going at different rates. So on tour, it's hard, man, because everybody's doing something different, you know, especially like with Nico and Kwali and you know, the tour that I was on.
Yeah, especially, you know, you still have time to kill during the day when you're on tour, but you also got to respect the other artists and how they maintain or how they get into the mood of, you know, doing their thing, whether it be music, whether it be, you know, they're like, maybe they have to recite their lyrics a certain amount of times. Maybe they, you know, there's, you know, it all depends because, you know, not everyone can freestyle all day, but then again, you know, some people have to practice their music, so it's, you know, and it's all the type of show that you're going to run into as well. Yeah,
and it was good because I wasn't like the main thing, so I was able to experience it as a, you know, as not the headliner, and so I didn't have all the pressure on me. So there was a lot of things that I didn't experience on this tour that I will in the future. But so it was great to rock with a legend and be able to see it from a different perspective, you know, a different lens.
Yeah, and you get to pay your dues, and you know, you meet the right people along. You know, when you're on tour, you meet certain people that maybe you click with more than, you know, Ali would click with. You know what I mean? And, And you work from there, and you learn the promoters, you meet the different places, and you know.
And you know, and shout out to Nico is, you know, he had a platform, he has a platform, and the thing with him is, you know, once you meet like-minded individuals and you have favor in your life, doors will open up for you to, you know what I'm saying, for things to happen, man.
Yeah, I think, you know, when it comes to people like Nico's always been a supporter of the local scene. Even when he comes to town, he's, you know, throwing, you know, pop-up events at, you know, hole-in-the-wall bars and different things like that. You know, he doesn't care because, you know, what you got to realize at the end of the day, you know, you have to connect with the people you work with.
And yeah, that's true. I mean, you know, that's 100% accurate, you know, but at the same time, he does those events because he rocks, you know, crowds with 5,000, you know, 10,000. on, you know, when he's on tour, you know, constantly doing that. So when you come back to Orlando, you just, you know, when you see him out here, he's doing free shows, and he's doing it for the city, like, you know, because he's trying to incorporate the culture. Because, you know, to be true, Orlando has a very rough culture in music. It's either A, completely trappy, or, you know, B, you know, at one time it was like a Ja Rule sound, if you guys remember.
Yeah.
And then it turned into like, you know, now it's like Miami then took over it with the South and the hard trap, and then, but now like, so it's a hard situation. So it's the foundation of Orlando music. It's like people need to really invest into the city and into the sound and into building relationships that can, you know, create something for our kids and their kids.
Yeah, I know. When I started the blog Ozone Effect. When I did that, people are like, you know, what's ozone? What's that? Mm-hmm. And it's, you know, for the longest time they would associate, like, you know, rappers in the early, late 90s, early 2000s, they were over here trying to rap, but, you know, everyone's associating them with like O-Town and like that pop music scene. Mm-hmm. And so to distinguish themselves, they decided to do Ozone. They started calling themselves the Ozone. We're the underground. We Ozone. Mm-hmm. And I connected with that because it's like there's so much underground music that's like amazing, and that if you're over here saying that, oh, you know, there's no good music locally, so I laugh at you. I laugh at you because there's so much like culture that's going on, and that's why, you know, I said, let me put on this blog. Let me start putting on these underground scenes that are coming up, and there's obviously other platforms that do what I do, but I really try to. The way I try and distinguish it is I try and get the people that are really making a difference. Yeah. With their sound.
I appreciate that.
And that's one of the reasons why when I heard you, Am introduced me to you.
Oh, shout out to Am.
So shout out to Am for doing his thing over in Tampa, and every now and then he's in the city throwing jams too as well. Mm-hmm. But like I was like, okay, there's another artist. Let's meet him. Let's talk. And so I saw you perform, and I just love the vibes that you bring, and a lot of people don't know how to bring those types of vibes. You know what I mean? Something that's real, something that's authentic.
It's me, yeah. Hey, this guy like boozy, hot boy like Juliet. Stunning timing like I'm big timing. You ain't talking what I'm talking about. Money, power, and respect. Tell the label, cut the check. Tell them, cut it. Every dollar, every cent. I just want it cause I'm working for it. I just want it cause I pray for it.